A new economic outlook warns urban planning will be critical to Africa's development. A revolutionary project sees Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo capture methane gas to fuel economic growth. And Togo says you can taste the difference with its heat-resistant chocolate. Hello and welcome to Business Africa. I'm Takumbo Salako. The African Economic Outlook for 2016 was published this week, and its conclusions are largely positive. The continent's growth remains on course despite being battered a bit by external shocks. But the report's authors warned African leaders that there's no time to rest on their laurels. The continent's continual development depends on careful, coordinated planning and preparation, with 2/3 of Africans expected to live in cities by 2050. Claire Muthinji and Jean-David Mihamle have more.
The African Development Bank projects that Africa's economic growth will reach 3.7% this year amid global headwinds and regional shocks. The bank added that this growth would peak to 4.5% in 2017, but cautioned that it will be realized if the world economy and global commodity prices continued to strengthen. In its latest economic outlook report, the bank said African economies are showing remarkable resilience despite economic challenges, and that the continent was the fastest growing economic region after East Asia in 2015. African countries, which include top worldwide growth champions, have shown remarkable resilience in the face of global economic adversity. Turning Africa's steady resilience into better lives for Africans requires strong policy action to promote faster and more inclusive growth, the bank said in a statement. AFDB further stated that growth remained highest in East Africa, seconded by West and Central Africa, while South and North Africa recorded the lowest growth. The Ebola epidemic, currency pressures, and widening current account deficits are cited among the key factors impeding growth in some of the regions. To counter this, the bank stressed on structural and regulatory reforms across the continent and urged African governments to enhance financial integration between countries. It also noted that intra-Africa trade remains low and encouraged the continent to create an accord between Africa's 3 regional blocs and the tripartite free trade area, which could change Africa's commercial landscape by increasing market size and creating economies of scale. According to the bank, the gains could help narrow income gaps between African countries and enhance regional financial integration.
Claire Muthinji joins me now to talk more about her report. Claire, hi. How credible are the conclusions in this report? Can we have confidence in what they're saying?
Yes, I think there's confidence in what they're saying, considering IMF had earlier projected that Africa will grow by about 3% this year. And looking at some of the economies in Africa, they've been so resilient. Case in point, the economies in the east part of the continent, they've been so resilient. But then again, some of the larger economies in the continent are facing tough economic times. And I think the key is in what can Africa do to diversify its economies, especially economies that are highly dependent on oil.
Well, Claire, some might say that the fall in commodity prices is actually a blessing in disguise, in as much as it forces African states to diversify. What lessons could they learn from other countries or continents which have faced similar challenges?
So by looking at other sectors like agriculture, the financial services, African economies will also build up on that. And taking examples from China economy, what analysts say, it expanded rapidly. So for Africa, I think there's a lesson to learn from that. Yes, do expand, yes, do grow, but then again, how do you sort of mitigate some of the risks that come with rapid expansion?
Okay, Claire, well, thank you very much for joining me to talk more about your report. Now, what does methane mean to you? This formula may spring to mind for the chemical heads amongst you who'll know that it's the main component of natural gas. Others may know it naturally occurs when organic materials decay, or it can be obtained when biodegradable matter like manure ferment to give off biogas. Lake Kivu lies atop billions of cubic meters of the potent gas, and now Rwanda's found a remarkable way to capture and store the dangerous gas, which could radically transform its energy supplies. This report is by Claire Muthinji and Serge Manku Nkombo.
The waters of Lake Kivu, which straddles Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, offer a picturesque atmosphere, but beneath the calm lies a deadly menace. The lake has billions of cubic meters of potent carbon dioxide and methane gases trapped in its bed, and Rwanda's government has found a silver lining to an otherwise life-threatening resource. By tapping into the gas, the government of Rwanda recently inaugurated the first of its kind methane-powered plant, which has the potential of adding up to 960 megawatts into the national grids of both Rwanda and DRC, fueling economic growth.
A 100 megawatt power supply from Kivu would really make a huge contribution to the development of Rwanda.
The project is on its first phase and cost about $200 million through financing from private partnership alongside the African Development Bank. Dubbed Kivuwatt, industry insiders and skeptics alike doubted the idea, but so far, Continual Global, the American energy firm contracted by the Rwanda government, has exceeded expectations. However, caution still lingers as experts say an eruption can occur if the pressure of the gases in the lake exceeds the pressure of the water. Novel technology has been used and the concept is relatively simple. 4 pipes on a barge anchored to the lake bed 13 kilometers offshore draw up water from 350 meters below. Water and carbon dioxide are removed, and the end product, a gas composed of roughly 85% methane, is then pressurized and sent to the power plant onshore. By injecting an initial 26 megawatts into Rwanda's current installed capacity of 186 megawatts, the country aims to give about 70% of its 11 million people access to power by 2018.
When it comes to chocolate, probably few people think of Togo. But one firm wants to change that. Choco Togo has developed a chocolate that literally melts in your mouth and not in your hand, as it can withstand temperatures of up to 35 degrees Celsius. Perfect in a country where few people have fridges. This report is by Ruth Lago and Elvis Bow.
We are at Akebu, located southwest of Togo, where about 1,500 cocoa cultivators produce the cocoa beans which is ferried towards Kalime in the northwest of Lomé. The cocoa beans produced here is used to manufacture chocolates by Togolese company Choco Togo, a small cooperative that is keen to give cocoa farmers a better deal. The existence of Choco Togo has limited the amount of cocoa beans exported to other countries.
I am mixing the cocoa to be used in preparing the chocolate.
The founders had been drilled on the manufacturing process during a series of training sessions funded by the European Union. The knowledge they have received is now being used to make chocolates consumed and appreciated by Togolese.
When we came back, we focused on experimenting how to make the best paste from the cocoa for better chocolates. Based on our research and experiments, we have succeeded in setting up Choco Togo.
The co-founder of the company, Nathalie Kamte, was awarded the prize last week as Young Entrepreneur of the Year. The cocoa used for producing Togolese chocolate has been certified by 2 recognized international organizations. Their role is to ensure that the production respects environmental criteria.
Beaucoup mangent du chocolat mais n'ont jamais ne savent pas ce que c'est que les fèves de cacao.
Many people like chocolates but are unaware of the production process. They however get to taste the natural chocolate when they visit us to witness the production process.
Beaucoup de gens ont goûté réellement au chocolat naturel.
Choco Togo is keen on winning over the regional chocolate market. Production rate is accelerating and already 2 tons have been produced in the first quarter of 2016 alone, compared with a ton of chocolate that was produced last year.
That sweet report ends this week's show. You can use our social websites to share your views and comments on our business. And of course, don't forget, there's always more on Africanews.com. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Africa.